You mentioned that people are really what are overlooked most of the times when it comes to businesses. Can you tell me a little bit about what that means and kind of how you see that in your perspective?
Sure. I mean, so I think like HR has historically done a very good job contextualizing like maybe some of the squishier qualitative aspects around people, right? Like you want to be happy, that drives retention, people first and that kind of a thing, right? As like a value set. From a business perspective and bottom line component, though, typically what's sort of ignored is how to actually do something with people data and the people in your organization in a way that's monetized or is something that sort of happens in the conversations at the C-suite, right? So like when I was in business school getting an MBA, you take a managerial accounting class, and I remember it, as if it was yesterday. Professors talking about the highest operational expense a business is going to face. The highest one is the operational expense for labor, right? It's your people. That's where
Right.
the majority of your expenses are coming from. And so we all sort of internalize that and we're like, okay, makes sense. And then he literally turns the page. He's like, all right, now let's talk about logistics management and accounting, right? Like raw materials and iron ore production or
Just
something. And I'm like,
overlook that completely.
yeah. And we are like, wait, I remember it's like, hey, like, why aren't we talking about that's the number one thing? Why aren't we talking about that? Like, why are we talking about iron ore? Like, what are we
Mm.
doing? And it was because the conventional wisdom is that you really don't have, there's nothing to talk about, right? You want to control for that. You're either terminating people, you're firing them, or you're lowering wages, or you're trying to swap out, talent for somebody who costs less or is outsourced or whatever it is, right? So you have like one or two levers. That's been the conventional wisdom. It's not true. It's not true, especially in the modern context. There's a lot of other things you can do with predictive analytics, machine learning, taking your people data, merging with your operational data and your business data. Like this is the lifeblood of your business, right? And you have a way to, in a very real sense, impact the bottom line by pulling a couple of different levers, right? The days of just sort of firing people and saying like that's as good as we can do, thanks for playing, there's the door. Those days are over, and they need to stay that way. There's other ways and better ways to do it. At Elgin, we take pride in being able to help guide your business to that point to show you how to do it.